In every ancient civilization, there was one god. His name whispered in fear. You're about to meet 10 deities that ruled through pure terror, gods of death, chaos, and eternal darkness. Number 1. Lamashtu. Lamashtu comes from ancient Mesopotamian mythology, appearing in Sumerian and Akkadian texts as one of the oldest and most feared demon goddesses. She's described with a lioness's head, a woman's body, donkey's teeth, long fingers, and serpent-filled hands, often riding a donkey through the night. What makes her truly terrifying is her purpose. She hunted pregnant women, stole newborns, drank blood, spread disease, and brought nightmares. Even other demons feared her, and countless amulets were made just to keep her away. Number 2. Apophis, Apep. Apophis, known as Apep, comes from ancient Egyptian mythology and appears in some of the earliest funerary texts. He's described as a colossal serpent, hundreds of meters long, with scales as black as night and eyes that burn like fire. Every night, he attacks the solar boat of Ra, trying to swallow the sun and plunge the world into eternal darkness. What makes Apophis truly terrifying is that he represents pure chaos, an unstoppable force of destruction that even the gods struggle to defeat. Number 3. Hecate. Hecate comes from ancient Greek religion, with her earliest mentions in the Theogony and later in Hellenistic magical texts. She's often described as a mysterious, triple-formed goddess, 3 faces or 3 bodies standing back to back, holding torches, daggers, or serpents. She rules over witchcraft, ghosts, crossroads, and the darkest forms of magic. What makes Hecate terrifying is her connection to the restless dead. She walks with spirits, commands night creatures, and appears where the boundary between the living and the dead is thinnest, making her one of the most feared figures in Greek mythology. Number 4. Orcus. Orcus comes from ancient Roman and Italic religion, originally worshipped in rural Italy as a god who punished anyone who broke an oath. He's usually depicted as a massive, shadowy giant with a snarling, beast-like face, tusk-like teeth, and a heavy, muscular body chained to the underworld. Orcus ruled a realm of darkness where the souls of liars, traitors, and oath-breakers were dragged for eternal torment. What makes him terrifying is his purpose. He didn't rule all the dead, only those who deserved punishment, making him a relentless judge who devoured the souls of the faithless without mercy. Number 5. Mut. Mut comes from ancient Canaanite mythology, recorded in the Ugaritic tablets from Ras Shamra in Syria around 1300 BCE. He is the god of death, drought, and the underworld, the very embodiment of lifelessness. Mut is often described not as a person, but as a gaping, endless mouth, a being of dust, decay, and insatiable hunger. He swallows gods and mortals alike, even consuming the storm god Baal in the myths. What makes Mut terrifying is that he represents absolute, inevitable death, an unstoppable force that brings famine, destruction, and silence wherever he approaches. Number 6. Mictlantecuhtli. Mictlantecuhtli comes from Aztec mythology and appears in ancient codices like the Codex Borgia as the fearsome lord of Mictlan, the deepest level of the underworld. He's depicted as a skeletal figure with exposed bones, bulging eyes, and sharpened teeth, often adorned with owl feathers and blood-soaked ornaments. What makes Mictlantecuhtli terrifying is that he ruled the realm where most people went after death, not a place of rest, but a cold, silent world of darkness. He demanded offerings, devoured the dead, and controlled the boundary between life and decay, making him one of the most fearsome gods in the Aztec pantheon. Number 7. Aeshma. Aeshma comes from ancient Iranian, Persian mythology, and is described in the sacred Zoroastrian texts as the demon of wrath, fury, and bloodlust. He's often depicted as a horned, shadowy warrior with glowing red eyes, spiked armor, and weapons that drip with fire and rage. Aeshma doesn't simply attack bodies. He corrupts minds, whispering madness into soldiers and turning peaceful people into violent killers. What makes him terrifying is that he represents uncontrollable rage itself, a force that breaks families, destroys kingdoms, and drives entire armies into chaos. Number 8. Kali. Kali comes from ancient Indian Hindu mythology, appearing in sacred texts like the Devi Mahatmya as the fierce embodiment of destruction and time. She's depicted with midnight blue skin, wild flowing hair, a necklace of severed heads, and a tongue dripping blood. 4 arms hold weapons and the remains of demons she has slain. Yet what makes Kali truly terrifying isn't just her appearance, it's her power. She represents unstoppable cosmic destruction, a force that devours demons, ego, and even the universe itself when her fury is unleashed. Number 9. Hel. Hel comes from Norse mythology and appears in the Prose Edda as the daughter of Loki and ruler of the realm of the dead that bears her name. She's described as a half-living, half-decomposed figure, one side of her face young and pale, the other rotted, skeletal, and cold. Draped in dark, frost-covered robes, she sits upon a throne in a land of mist and silence. What makes Hel terrifying is that she rules over those who die without honor, trapping souls in an endless, shadowy afterlife far from Valhalla. Her realm is not torment, but something far worse, an eternal, icy emptiness from which no soul escapes. Number 10. Izanami. Izanami comes from ancient Japanese Shinto mythology, appearing in the Kojiki as the primordial mother who helped create the islands of Japan. But after dying during childbirth, she descended into Yomi, the land of the dead. When her husband Izanagi tried to bring her back, he saw her true form, a decaying corpse crawling with maggots, shadowed by demons. Enraged at being seen, she vowed to kill 1,000 people every day. What makes Izanami terrifying is that she became the unstoppable force of death itself, forever tied to the cold, dark underworld and fueled by her grief and fury. These gods are gone, but their shadows remain, and their whispers still linger. Subscribe for more forgotten horrors from history.